CBC News has learned that the federal government will announce tougher border measures and issue an advisory against all non-essential foreign travel just ahead of the holidays. So that could be just the beginning. The Prime Minister held a call with premiers tonight on what to do about the new variant, and here's why. Canada's average daily new cases started rising weeks ago, but in just the past 10 days, the rate has jumped about 45%. The surge overwhelmingly driven by Quebec and Ontario. Take a closer look at Ontario. Just 4 days ago, the estimate was 10% of the cases were Omicron. Now it's more than 30%. And at this rate, Omicron could overtake Delta as the dominant variant by the end of the week. All that informing a decision from Ottawa tonight on travel. Our chief political correspondent, Rosemary Barton, working her sources, of course. Rosie, what have you learned?
Well, multiple sources have told our bureau, Adrienne, that the travel advisory for Canadians is expected to be raised to avoid all non-essential international travel. So that's the second highest level it can be. It's essentially the advisory that was lifted back in October after being in place all the way from March of 2020. Sources also tell us that there were other stronger measures that were discussed with the premiers in a call tonight, including whether to implement a ban on all non-essential foreign travelers into Canada, including the United States. They also discussed stricter quarantine and testing measures for non-essential travelers who are allowed into Canada. So that would be Canadian citizens, permanent residents, regardless of what country they were coming from. No decision was reached on those two issues, we are told. The concern here, obviously, Adrienne, is the spread of Omicron. Increasing Canada's response to the variant is important, slowing down the spread of the virus to reduce overall travel. There was widespread agreement on that call that community transmission is the primary concern right now. The premiers and the Prime Minister talked about the priority for containing the virus to be increasing vaccination overall and the speed at which booster shots are being administered. So for now, while the travel advisory has changed, if you're considering leaving the country, when you return to the country, the way things stand right now, Adrienne, is you will be either randomly tested with a PCR test, although the government says all travelers should eventually expect to be tested, and then you are expected to go home and self-isolate until you get the results of those tests. So that is what is in place right now. But again, the travel advisory going up another level to try and discourage travel for Canadians.
All right, that's a lot. We'll be listening for more details. Thank you, Rosie.
Thanks.